Please click on the subscribe button so you get notified when the latest content drops. Now, let's kick it.
So, the last NFL topic we're going to be covering in this episode is that Bryce Young, in my opinion, is in trouble. The Carolina Panthers trotted out the red rifle, Andy Dalton, who a lot were calling the red water pistol at this point. And boy, he threw for 319 yards and three touchdowns. 26 to 37. He made that offense for the Carolina Panthers cohesive and go, something that Bryce Young hasn't been able to do since he's been with the Carolina Panthers since last year. This year, I thought Dave Canellis, for what he was able to do with Baker Mayfield last year, Bryce was going to be able to take the step forward and become better. But through the first two games of the season, he's looked terrible, almost as bad as Will Levis. I think just a little bit worse because there's been moments where Will Levis does make the right throw, does have his team in positions to win, and then he loses them the game. In this situation, Bryce Young doesn't even put his team in a position to be competitive. And this week they went with the red rifle Andy Dalton, and Andy Dalton came out gangbusters 36-22, smacked the shit out of the Las Vegas Raiders. And now, in my opinion, this has a lot of questions to be asked on Bryce Young because Bryce Young, he was a number one overall pick. Bryce Young was supposed to be the savior of this franchise, and a lot of teams were supposed to be inquiring about Bryce Young to see where the Carolina Panthers would want to move him. They are blaming the Carolina Panthers for the development of Bryce Young. And in my personal opinion, you had Frank Reich last year, who was your head coach. He didn't even make it through the entire season because he knew Bryce Young was going to be a bust. He saw it in practice on a day-to-day basis, and he wanted, I think, to make a move back to Andy Dalton, and the owner didn't want it, and they fired his ass. And now this year, Dave Canellis, he wasn't going to let that shit happen to him. He gave him 2 games. Didn't look like any better from last year. He's seen him in practice. He's seen him in OTAs. He doesn't know how to read the NFL game yet. And he puts out the red rifle, and what happens? They goddamn nearly blow out. They blew out the Raiders. They blew out the Raiders. So I think Bryce Young, he's going to probably be moved. He might not get another starting opportunity, in my opinion, because unlike Justin Fields, he has not, like in my opinion, ever put out decent enough tape that shows that he's an NFL starting caliber quarterback. Maybe in a couple years he can be like Geno Smith, but right now, as of right now, he's got a long way to go, in my personal opinion. Guys, have you heard? Shady Mob Productions is an official affiliate of HBO Max. Click on the link in the description and sign up so you can watch hit series like Hard Knocks, Game of Thrones, and House of Dragons. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.